what's going on, everyone? So listen, I'm sure you're all well aware that first dates are very awkward for both sides, right? And I've talked about this in some other videos, but what are the odds that the person you're on that date with will end up being your forever person that you'll marry and spend the rest of your life with? Unfortunately, the odds just aren't in your favor. And look, there's a lot of power in that because knowing that helps you relax a little bit and just have fun in the moment. Don't put pressure on yourself or on that other person. I mean, look, if it works out, great. But if it doesn't, it wasn't supposed to. Okay, so let's chat about some of the things that you can do in preparation for your date. First things first, my friend, you make the plan. Do not, and I mean do not, ask her what she wants to do, right? Because then it's just this weird back and forth like, so what do you want to do? Like, I don't know, what do you want to do? Look, man, you're not in high school anymore. Make a plan and be decisive. The one thing you can do, though, is ask her, like, hey, how do you feel about having lunch at XYZ on Saturday at 1 o'clock? That's not asking her to make the plan. That's just asking her how she feels about your idea. There's a big difference. Okay, next, and this should probably go without saying because, after all, this is primarily a style channel, but your outfit selection and your grooming needs to be on point. You don't have to overdo it and wear like that crazy loud disco shirt that all your friends comment on. I would tend to lean towards something a little more conservative, stylish, but also not overly dressy, especially if it's like a midday lunch date. Keep it casual, but also polished. And if you need some ideas, I'll put a link right up here and also down in the video description to give you some ideas and some inspiration. All right, next, I would encourage you to wear some type of fragrance. Now, I've been getting like more and more into wearing colognes recently, and it's funny because whenever I meet someone or like maybe run into someone that I know, there's usually like a quick hug involved, and then after that, there's usually a comment about how good I smell or like what cologne I'm wearing. You don't have to go crazy though or wear anything like really overpowering, but just something subtle. Because when you finally meet your date in person and you go in for that initial hug, she'll smell it and she'll notice. The tricky part though about fragrance is that sometimes like knowing what you like and knowing what other people like. And that's why I absolutely love this service from Scentbird. Scentbird is today's video sponsor. And like I said, I love this service. Scentbird lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try every single month for only $16. Every month you get to pick what you want, so there's no surprises. They've got the popular brands as well as smaller indie brands, and with each fragrance, you'll get this 30-day supply so you can try out different fragrances before like committing to the full-size bottle. So this month, I got a bunch. Dolce & Gabbana, the one for men, Michael Germain Sexual Noir, Burberry Brit for men, Versace Dylan Blue, and Prada Luna Rosa. So Dolce & Gabbana is probably gonna end up on my short list, and I think it might be the next one that I actually buy the full-size bottle of because it works so well for the upcoming fall and winter season. It's got a lot of depth and warmth and richness to it that's perfect for cooler weather. I also like Dylan Blue so much that I already bought the full-size bottle. Now, one more thing that I want to mention are these super cool brand new cases. So these are brand new and they've got this cool lockout mechanism so it won't spray unexpectedly. And starting this month, they're switching everything over to this new design. So if you sign up and place an order, you'll get this brand new case. Also, I'm gonna make it very easy for you to try out all these fragrances that I just received. So down below in the description, I'm gonna put direct links to all of them. And if you wanna sign up and save some money, use my code 40over55 to get 55% off your first month. That brings it down to like $7 to get started. Thank you, Scentbird, for supporting my channel and sponsoring today's video. Okay, next I want to give you a few suggestions during your date. First, and this is very important, break the touch barrier very soon. Because the longer it goes without introducing touch, the harder it gets and the more pressure ends up getting placed on that first initial physical contact. Hug when you greet for the first time, because that breaks the ice and it brings in physical contact early, and she'll be able to smell your cologne. Now, also during conversation, touch her hand, her arm, or her shoulder when you're trying to make a point or when you're telling a story. You don't have to like poke or be too abrupt, but just a gentle placement is all you need. Here's another one, and I've talked about this before in other videos, but if you know yourself well enough to know that you're maybe not the best at carrying conversations, take her somewhere where there's activity going on around you. Because if you're naturally kind of quiet and nervous, don't take her to a quiet restaurant, because that is basically putting a spotlight on conversation. Maybe do a lunch date instead in a busy section of town, and then go for a walk through some of the gift shops or some of the antique shops that might be there. I mean, because you'll probably see some old posters or maybe some old dishes that might remind you of something that your grandparents used to have when you were a kid. There are conversation starters in everything around you. Okay, next, if you're gonna pick her up in your car, or maybe you're gonna meet her somewhere, but then there's maybe the potential that the two of you could continue on somewhere else together in one car, please make sure your car is clean. Take just a few minutes and vacuum the carpet and vacuum out all the seats, and make sure that there's not just a lot of crap in your car. Basically, I want you to clear everything out of your car. Also, bonus tip, if you had another date in your car last week and there's a few strands of long blonde hair down on the carpet and the person you're with now is a brunette, things like that can tend to get a little bit awkward, I would imagine. She might not mention it, but I promise you she'll notice it. And really quick, one more thing. If you made it this far, I seriously appreciate you. And if you're not yet subscribed, please consider it, because it's 100% free and I'm right here every Monday and Thursday. And with that, my friends, as always, thank you so much for watching. Live well, and I'll see you in the next one.